In April 2022, a really sad and shocking story came out in the news in the US. It's about a woman named Lacey Fletcher, who was found dead on a couch. The story became famous all around the world because of how terrible and tragic it was. Watching a video about it might make you think that the parents involved are among the worst people ever. On January 3, 2022, Sheila Fletcher, who lived in the small town of Slaughter, Louisiana, made a call to the emergency services. Slaughter is a tiny town with less than 900 people. Sheila reported that her 36-year-old daughter, Lacey, had passed away at their home. The police and ambulance arrived quickly, finding Sheila, 64 years old, and Clay Fletcher, 65 years old, Lacey's parents, at the scene. Lacey was their only daughter. The couple claimed they had been away for the weekend and returned to find Lacey not breathing. However, as the first responders entered the home, they immediately sensed something was very wrong. A strong smell of urine and feces overwhelmed them. This event unfolded in a quiet town, but the circumstances surrounding Lacey's death raised concerns and drew attention from the emergency services. The tragedy brought attention to the Fletcher family, prompting an investigation into the unsettling situation at their home. In the living room downstairs, Lacey Fletcher's lifeless body was on the sofa. It was a really awful sight. She seemed stuck on the sofa, and it looked like she had been there for a long time. Her body had insect bites, sores, and ulcers that had gone so deep they reached the bone. Lacey's face had big red marks, and there were feces, poop, almost everywhere on her body, face, and even in her hair and ears. Maggots were on her too. The first responders mentioned that her body seemed like it was almost stuck to the sofa because of how long she had been there. It was a really sad and disturbing situation, making it clear that something terrible had happened to Lacey. Lacey was very thin, only 96 pounds when she passed away. The autopsy report revealed that her death was caused by several reasons: long-term lack of proper nutrition, severe starvation, the development of a painful stomach ulcer, and a bone infection that eventually led to a serious condition called sepsis. The investigation suggested that Lacey might have been left on the couch in a difficult situation for 12 long years. They couldn't say when Lacey was last moved. Some sources say she had a rare neurological disorder called locked-in syndrome, where a person is paralyzed and only able to move their eyes. Others argue this diagnosis is wrong, but what we know is that Lacey had social anxiety and severe autism. The police asked the couple, Clay and Sheila, how and why Lacey was in this condition. They claimed to take care of her, cleaning and bringing her meals. They said her anxiety was so severe that she didn't want to leave the living room or move far from the couch. They said Lacey used to defecate and urinate on towels near the sofa. According to the couple, Lacey was in a good mental state before she passed away. They argued there was no need to take her to a doctor since she never complained about sores and she could move freely. However, District Attorney Sam DeQuilla strongly disagrees. He is certain that Lacey would have experienced an extreme amount of pain. The District Attorney emphasized that for a murder charge, intent is crucial. He firmly believes that the couple intentionally neglected their daughter to the point of causing her death. Coroner Dr. Bickham described Lacey's case as one of the worst crimes he had ever come across. After examining her body, he was so upset that he cried and couldn't eat for a week. While checking the home, Dr. Bickham noticed that the father showed no emotions, while the mother displayed slight signs of grief and shed some tears. Sheriff Jeffrey Travis, who has been the sheriff for 6 years, made a statement saying, "I've seen a lot of things happen, but not like this." This suggests that, in his experience, Lacey's case was particularly noteworthy. The emotional impact on Dr. Bickham, the lack of emotion from the father, and the sheriff's remark all underline the severity and unusual nature of the situation surrounding Lacey's case. On April 2, 2022, Clay and Sheila were arrested, marking this as the worst situation the sheriff has seen in his 6 years. Surprisingly, the couple, once highly respected in their community, held positions involving law enforcement and local politics. Sheila, in particular, worked closely with the care system and could have easily sought help from Lacey. The couple's seemingly normal life was a shock to neighbors and friends, many of whom were unaware they had a daughter. One neighbor hadn't seen Lacey for over 15 years, recalling her as a fun, normal kid before isolation set in around age 14. Lacey's parents claimed her autism intensified around that age, leading to homeschooling after 9th grade. When a neighbor inquired about Lacey's well-being 5 years before her passing, the couple assured her that she was fine, avoiding further discussion. Medical records reveal Lacey has lacked a primary care physician since 2010, adding another layer to the mystery surrounding her situation. The unfolding details paint a disturbing picture of a family concealing a tragic reality behind a facade of normalcy. The parents went to the doctor without Lacey, seeking advice because she was becoming more and more reclusive, not wanting to leave the sofa or the living room. The doctor advised them to bring Lacey to the hospital, but she was never admitted and no treatment was given. In April and May, the couple faced a grand jury. The jury saw distressing photographs of Lacey on the sofa, covered in her own feces, along with images of sores, ulcers, and exposed bone. The evidence was enough to charge the parents with second-degree murder on May 2, 2022. They were released on $300,000 bail each, and as of now, no trial date has been set. When the couple was released, they didn't answer questions from journalists. Instead, their attorney made a statement, expressing that the Fletchers did not want to relive the pain of losing a child through the media, having already endured enough heartache. However, this case raises numerous questions. Did any relatives try to check on Lacey? Why didn't the doctor follow up when Lacey wasn't brought in for evaluation? Wouldn't it have been easier to get Lacey the help she needed rather than letting her deteriorate in their home? The lack of intervention from relatives and doctors, and the apparent neglect of Lacey's deteriorating condition, suggest a troubling situation. The unanswered questions leave room for speculation about the parents' intentions. It seems unthinkable that a child could be left in such a state without someone noticing or taking action. The parents' reluctance to speak to the media further adds mystery to the case. In the absence of clear answers, the focus remains on understanding why Lacey's deteriorating condition went unaddressed. The case leaves a lingering sense of disbelief and a desire for more information to surface. As the investigation unfolds, updates may shed light on the circumstances that led to this tragic situation. Future developments may provide a more comprehensive understanding of the events surrounding Lacey and her parents. The story is really sad. The parents, Clay and Sheila, went to the doctor because their daughter Lacey was acting differently and didn't want to leave the living room or the sofa. The doctor told them to take Lacey to the hospital, but they never did, and she didn't get any help. There are a lot of questions about this case. Did any family members try to check on Lacey? Why didn't the doctor check back when she wasn't taken to the hospital? It seems like getting Lacey help would have been better than letting her get worse at home. It's hard to understand why the parents didn't get her the help she needed, and it makes people think they might have wanted to see her get sicker, which is really sad. This story is still unfolding, and we might learn more about what happened in the future. It's a really sad situation, and people hope that cases like this can be prevented in the future. Well, that's it. For now, make sure that you like our video. Please share your views in the comments section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated, and do not forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. See you at the next one.